The Hornets roster has changed, but the goal remains the same. That's why all eyes will be on Lamelo and Liangelo as this preseason begins. This is Ball Facts. Let's get into the Hornets vs. Celtics game. To start the game, Lamelo came out looking to attack. And once we seen that, we thought this was a good sign for the rest of the game.
Looked like he was in kill mode.
But we learned very quickly that the Celtics didn't come to play either. The game was close early on.
Oh yeah, that's a big difference between what happened last year and what it's going to be like this year.
Looked like Terry and Mason had it going. But then Melo hit a brick wall. Nothing was falling. Some fancy footwork just to brick. And he started to seem a little hesitant. Momentum was shifting and someone needed to make a shot. And unfortunately, that person wasn't Lamelo. He's the Hornets' bona fide leader this year, and if he can't get going, most likely the team can't win. Even though the Hornets were still in the game at this point, you just felt that the Celtics would take the lead. Then again, it's just preseason and they're trying to find who will make the team. Nice play right there from Bouknight. And I'm sure Steve will have a lot of talking to do with the Hornets about their defense. Terry Rozier, who can usually get hot offensively, was cold most of the game. And the brightest spot off the bench was probably McDaniels. And then sometimes the Hornets were just discombobulated, barely could get the ball in. James Bouknight didn't look comfortable out there. And really, the whole team didn't have a chemistry flow. Miles Bridges and Montrezl Harrell were actually missed because the team looked physically weaker. By the end of the second quarter, the score was out of hand. Then right before halftime, we seen a glimpse of the Melo we know so well. Then in the second half of the game, the score was getting worse and worse, and we started to wonder, when is Liangelo gonna touch the floor? They obviously needed help, and the lineups that they had out there weren't working. Then finally, Lamelo made a three. And it appeared as if it put a little pep in his step and gave him some much needed confidence. With the third quarter coming to an end, there was no sign of Liangelo. Steve Clifford probably wanted to give the Charlotte Hornets starters a chance to do better than the Celtics bench, but it wasn't happening. The other non-guaranteed contract in Dennis Smith Jr. played 11 minutes, and he had a pretty good game. He shot 44% from the field, but McDaniels had the most points off the bench. He made 5 out of his 7 shots.
540-4100. Pretty impressive numbers, 59%, 20 for 4.
Mark Williams still has a lot to prove defensively. He did score 2 points in the 11 minutes he played. Liangelo came in at the 8-minute mark, and the crowd was expecting him to cash this first shot. Unfortunately, he was way off.
You said he was a sniper, Ball Facts.
On the upside, they were finding him. It did appear to me that his adrenaline was pumping and he was rushing things a little bit. He's normally all the way squared with the basket when he shoots. He played 4 minutes and he was 0 for 3. Lamelo was 5 for 19, so a bad shooting night for the Ball brothers. But one has to wonder what would have happened if they played together. The old Hornets are gone. They need a new identity, and it's obvious. Once again, Gordon Hayward could not play because he got injured in practice, banging a knee. And Cody Martin was injured as well. Now, these injuries don't seem serious, but they never do initially, so it's something we have to watch out for. Good to note that Gordon Hayward actually was opposed to sitting. Even though he banged his knee in practice, he told the coaching staff he was ready to go and still wanted to play. Overall, this game proved that the Hornets have a lot of work to do. And not just the lineups, individual players as well. James Bouknight was too timid, And then when he decided to start playing, he was kind of out of control. McGowan's, he did decent. Dennis Smith Jr., good job from him, and McDaniels as well. Liangelo, he only got 4 minutes, and he was rushing from what I seen. So, next game, hopefully they give Liangelo more minutes, and he gets those first game jitters, if that's what you want to call them, out of the way. Hornets still look weak at the center position. Plumlee had some good plays, but he's got to work on that free throw as well. And if this team wants to at least make it to the play-in game again, Terry Rozier's going to have to be more consistent. I did see Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum out muscling Hornets players. So we know Lamelo still has to grow some. He's still young. But the other players that were missing, Miles Bridges, Montrezl Harrell, those were the grit players. Those were the tough guys that you couldn't push around. I think they should experiment more with Liangelo, put him down there in the post and see him box some guys out, grab some rebounds, some jump hooks as well. Just preseason, nothing to completely panic about, but we definitely have some things that need to be addressed. Number one, play Liangelo the same time you play Lamelo. Do not let this entire preseason go by where Lamelo plays the first 3 quarters and Liangelo plays the last quarter. Get in the comment section and tell me what you noticed in the game, what you think about this assessment. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Ball facts again. Peace.